G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to see just how good the Int Super Saiyan 4 or Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku is in the Cell Max event. Now the thing is, okay, Cell Max event, as I always do, the full disclaimer, is a stage that is best taken on by units that are going to be having high levels of evasion or guard or damage reduction. And when we're talking damage reduction, we're talking like 50-60%. But yes, overall, to be honest with you, I do expect Goku to do somewhat decently. He does have type advantage. It's a huge factor in the Cell Max event. And yeah, overall, I think we should expect him to do pretty well. Now, the thing is with Goku, I think a lot of people mistook him for being a slot 1 tank. He's not necessarily, maybe at Rainbow, but definitely at 55%. He's not necessarily good enough to be a slot 1 tank. He's a good unit, but is he good enough to be a slot 1 tank? I don't think so. And quite frankly, he doesn't seem that way to me. He does seem to be a unit that, generally speaking, does better in the second slot. He's got decent levels of defense. He does have 30% damage reduction, and that 30% damage reduction is conditional. He does need to have a full power unit on the team, or he needs to also have, he needs to have a full rotation of superclass full power units, or he has to have full rotation of superclass Dragon Ball Heroes units. So it is slightly conditional. Obviously, to each their own. But personally speaking, I don't think it's that big a hindrance. I think Goku's teams can be built pretty well around this restriction. So I don't want to say it's a huge hindrance. I think people kind of overplay that aspect of Goku's passive. But yes, 30% damage reduction is nice to have. And he does gain significant defense after Super. These two factors together make him a pretty good second slot tank, like very good second slot tank. Like he can be an excellent second slot tank. But first slot tank, his defense is just a tiny bit too low. At Rainbow level with full max lengths, he starts to look a lot better. But he is definitely still kind of hindered by his build. One nice thing about him is if there is a Vegeta in rotation, he will also give the rest of the rotation 40% defense, which is pretty good. It's not terrible in any way, shape or form. So Goku does have a lot of benefits to him. I don't want to sit here and be the kind of guy that's like, yeah, Goku's this and that. I think Goku is not as good as people wanted him to be, but I think he is still a very good unit. I think you can use him for a ton of content, a ton of hard content as well. And I think the Cell Max event is no different. Now, like I said, he's not going to be the world's best Cell Max event slot 1 tank, but he's going to do just fine. So, yeah, pretty damn happy with his overall performance. I think if you are someone who's looking for him to carry you through the Cell Max event, then I hope you got dupes in him, because that's going to be what's going to help you out the most, personally speaking. But yeah, Goku, really solid. His team, one of the best teams for Cell Max. So that is something that's quite good. His team is really strong. The Dragon Ball Heroes team has a ton of great Int characters. We're looking at Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we're looking at Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, we're looking at Xeno Pan, we're looking at Xeno Vegeta, who's the Int type lead. We have a lot of really strong Int type options that run under Goku's team. You can struggle a tiny bit with the physical phase here, especially with a 55% Goku. You are going to see Goku take a decent-ish amount of damage if he hasn't built up his 7 attacks yet, and so that is something that you do have to be somewhat aware of, I would say. But yeah, for the most part, Goku I really like. I think Goku looks good. Obviously, I think like on a scale of 1 to 10, I think Goku's maybe like a 6. But I think he does really well in the Cell Max event. Again, I would rather use him as a second slot tank. We're going to be testing out how well he does as a first slot. But yeah, definitely if you want to utilize him properly, consider using him as a second slot tank or even a floater. I think both of those are actually incredibly reasonable options for him, and I think if you want to use him, rather try and focus in on him like that. But yeah, Goku, very good. I think the Max event does play into his advantage a tiny bit. Being an in-type unit, it does always help to have type advantage against the game's strongest enemy boss, who is tech type. So that does tend to help out quite a bit. Don't want to say it's the only reason he does well, but it definitely helps, especially considering he doesn't have innate guard in his kit. So yeah, Goku, good stuff. I think for me, really solid. Obviously, I do think you need a couple dupes in them if you really want to send, like if you really want to see Goku shine. But yeah, overall, yeah, Goku, pretty good. Obviously, yeah, here you're gonna see him take a little bit of damage, which is okay. Yeah, but it happens. Like, yeah, people will look at this and then say, oh yeah, Goku can't tank this or can't do that. It doesn't really matter too much, to be entirely honest with you. Like, when it comes down to these type of things, yeah, Goku is really solid. And I mean, at the end of the day, I personally think he does a fantastic job. Now, obviously, yeah, I think if I'm using Goku, I would probably give him defensive equips. Would also consider link leveling him. He does have an incredibly strong link set, like incredibly strong, and I don't think you lose value in link leveling him. You gain quite a bit. He gets a lot of defense from Saiyan Raw, he gets some decent defense from Prepared for Battle, and he gets augments to his attack, which is always nice. A unit getting augments to their attack is always pretty good. I personally think it's great, and yeah, for me, yeah, I think it's good. I think Goku looks good. Obviously, he took some damage here. That's okay. Here we're going to see just how well he does tanking. So this is kind of a perfect scenario, just missing a little bit of support. It's not going to change too much for Goku, to be honest with you. Support would help him out, but it's not like it's going to make him the utmost best tank here. 100k, then 94k. That's honestly really good. When you consider how hard Cell Max hits, that's really good. Obviously, type advantage does help out here. But Goku, really good damage, and yeah, just tanks really well. So I'm personally happy with Goku. I think he does a great job. And if you are someone who's invested in, like the Heroes team, then you could have a pretty good shot at beating Cell Max. Just depends on how many dupes you have in some of the other units. But Goku's team's really strong for this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. See you next time. Bye.